It's a beautiful November day here in Lincoln, Nebraska at John Breslow Ice Arena, welcoming in the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Illinois Fighting Illini. Nebraska coming in here with a 10-4 record, looking to keep and bounce back after losing 2 games in South Dakota State last weekend. And then Illinois is coming in 6-3-1 with an overtime loss after going back-to-back losses as well. And this Illinois team hasn't played in nearly 3 weeks, Sam. It's been 20 days since their last game, which they lost.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these two teams are on different kinds of the playing field almost. I mean, Nebraska, again, playing last week in Brookings against South Dakota State, and then Illinois, again, like you said, they haven't played in 20 days, so they're going to try and shake off a bit of the rust because this season is still young for them. Nebraska's just played a couple more games, but we look back at that South Dakota State series, I mean,
The 18th, and they suffered back-to-back losses there, with the first one being 6-5, and then the second one following being 7-4. And that's a very aggressive Arkansas team that they faced.
yeah, I mean, when you go down to the Jones Center in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and you play the Razorbacks, you know you're going to be playing a physical hockey team. And I mean, Nebraska experienced it just a couple weeks ago on their Arkansas road trip, but the Illini also facing that recently. So in these conference matchups, you're going to play some of the same teams. Obviously, a conference matchup tonight between Illinois and Nebraska, but facing Arkansas, it's really tough to go in there and win on the road. They play a super physical game. They dropped the first game in overtime. It was really close, and then game 2 finally got to them. Maybe a bit of the physicality wearing the Illini down, but they're going to look to bounce back tonight after a long bit of rest, Eli.
Yes, they will. And Nebraska's point leader with 18, Joey Lucius. First 8 games of the season, he scored in all 7 of them. Only 1 game not scoring a goal. His last goal coming quite some time, but he's still the point leader on this team. Lots of work for him and the Huskers to do to brush away the Illini. Players will be back on the ice very soon for national anthem and starting lineup, and we'll be right back with more action. You're listening to Husker Hockey on Nebraska News Service. Welcome back here on the call. Eli Rodriguez joined by Sam Whitaker. And starting lineups have been announced. We just wrapped up the national anthem, and we are about to begin with some hockey. Taking a look at starting lineups for the Fighting Illini: Noah Becker, Mason Kading, Miles White, Dylan Sabank, Peter Kopke, and Max Feinberg. And then switching it over to the Nebraska Cornhuskers: Noah Whitehill, Ben McGinnis, Heath Topel, Greg Pate, Drew Holderfield, and Jacob Morgan in the cage. Different starting lineup look for the Huskers. Sam, what do you think that head coach Reed Fuller is trying to do?
Well, Reed wasn't with the team last weekend in Brookings for that series against South Dakota State. And, the guys, they skated at practice this week. So he sent out the guys that are going to set the tone physically. He's sending out Topel, Whitehill, and a guy like Noah Whitehill who can really lay the body. We're going to see how it affects the start of this game.
Absolutely. Beginning face-off here, Nebraska wins it. Now back behind his own goal line, it's Holderfield. Now on the far side, McGinnis takes it away. Lots of space for him now in the neutral zone. And that's Whitehill, rather. Now on the right-hand side, Pate takes a rip on net. That one gets defended by Feinberg. Now back behind his own goal line. Kopke will take it back, flip it over to the far side. Now he's looking for Becker. Now it's loose to the neutral zone. Whitehill tries to get a stick on it, tap it away, and now in front of the scoreboard. Big hit. Now back behind Nebraska's own goal line. Morgan will just lay it off for Pate. Pate trying to brush the defender away. He'll just shove it backwards towards Holderfield. Now on the far side, Holderfield will get over to McGinnis. On the neutral zone, trying to get back after it is Brickle. Now on the ice for Nebraska, Hunter Brickle. Now trying to get it over to the near side. Already seeing lots of substitutions on for Nebraska. See Davis Martison out on top as well. Now back behind the Illini goal line, trying to get away and clear it. Now it's loose in the neutral zone. Zach Merritt, the big defenseman, now on the ice in the neutral zone. Now it's loose. Trying to get a tack on the near side. It's Taylor. He'll rip one on net. Groman defends. Now back behind the Nebraska goal line on the far side. Holderfield will flip it backwards. Now it's Brickle with the attack. In the neutral zone on the near side. He'll just go off the boards. Back behind the Illini goal line. Now Holderfield loose in the middle. Looking for Leroy, and that one goes wide. It's recovered by Groman. And now it's back behind the Illini goal line. Good move there around Leroy. Now on the near side. Agaric will just flip it over to the far side now. And Knight will send it over to the near side. Leroy waiting for something. He gets a stick on it, rips one on net. That one's defended away by Jacob Morgan. Jackson Beach now on the ice for Nebraska. 9 goals on the year, trying to increase that and reach the double-digit mark. Now on the near side, Beach with the puck now. In his own zone, now entering the neutral zone. Nice move. He taps it up ahead with his left skate. Falls down in front of the Illini bench. Now it's back behind the Illini goal line. Lakin Decker, the freshman, rips one and goes far left. Now loose in the neutral zone, trying to recover is McCracken. Gets a stick on it. McCracken now on the near side. Trying to brush off a defender on his back. Now it's still loose in the neutral zone. Fieldman will just send it away to the far side. And that one will trickle back behind Nebraska's goal line. Leroy's first to it, can't come up with the puck. Gets flicked backwards. Now off the far side, boards. That one's taken away. Nebraska back on it now. It's Decker. Now loose in front of the Illini bench, and that will be our first whistle just about 3 minutes into the first period.
Yeah, Eli, we've seen a lot of forechecking play just to start the game from these two sides. And we've seen a lot of quick shifts from the Illini, keeping the fresh bodies out as much as they can.
Well, the face-off in the neutral zone, and that one will get flipped up on goal. Feinberg defends it away to his right. Now back behind his own goal line. Nebraska trying to apply lots of pressure. Nathan Weber on the ice for Nebraska. Now on the near side, fight for it, loose in the deep right boards. Now it's Pate. He'll rip one on net. That one goes off the wall. On the left side, Feinberg's there. Now loose on top of the slot, it's Holderfield. He'll try to flip it in. Weber tries to go backhanded. Nothing's there. Now loose in the slot. Weber trying to get on it again, and the Illini will clear it away. Now with the attacking look at this, Tala rips one on net right into the midsection of Jacob Morgan, and he'll recover that. 3.5 minutes in, lots of strong offense backed by great defense by both sides.
Yeah, and Eli, we say it all the time, but it is truly a matter of the goaltenders in today's game. Jacob Morgan making a good stop early after not having the greatest series in Brookings last week.
Jacob Morgan with 7 games played, a 4-3 record, nearly 300 saves on the year, just under 94%. That one will go back behind the Illini goal line for our first icing call here in the first period.
And Eli, quickly back out is that bottom line. They've put McCray out there as the extra forward, so it's Topel, McCray, and McGinnis. Again, typically Ben McGinnis, a defenseman. They played him at center last weekend in Brookings, and they liked what they saw, so they're keeping him at that center faceoff role.
Now Nebraska in their own D zone, loose. Illini trying to create something. Topel trying to apply pressure in the neutral zone. That one get flipped up ahead. Now back behind Nebraska's own goal line, it's Zach Merritt trying to create something. Going right originally, and he fakes and goes left. Now it's loose back behind Nebraska's own net. Into the slot, wide open. That one's missed. Topel's first on it now on the near side boards. He'll flip it off ahead, off the board. McRae gets control of it. Now it's McGinnis with lots of ice in the neutral zone, and he'll flip that one up ahead, and Feinberg will cover it up. Some extracurriculars right in front of the crease there with Topel and Will Knight of the Illini.
Yeah, and that's what you love to see from Topel. He's one of those guys that's going to play till the whistle, kind of like those Pasternak guys, or excuse me, like those Marchands of the NHL. He's going to play until he hears that whistle, and that's a great job going right to the crease, getting under the skin of the Illini to start early.
Now it's Taylor and Brickle with the faceoff in Nebraska's O zone. Illini get control. Now on the near side. That one's defended away nicely by Zach Brown. Now back behind Nebraska's own goal line. Fight for it and covered up by Jacob Morgan. Loose in the crease. Very aggressive battle so far by both sides. We've seen lots of hitting and bumping each other. And that time Morgan covers it up to put it to an end. Brickle with the faceoff. Illini will win it. Deep shot from the point, and that one will go into the net. Another faceoff.
Yeah, Eli, I mean, we talked about it in the pregame as well, but these two teams both in the same conference, crucial points on the line tonight. The faceoffs really going to control who can come out on top.
On the far side point, now it's loose again, and Morgan will glove that one. A few stoppages of play here just in the beginning. In period 1, 5:15 on the clock. Just about 5 minutes in.
Yeah, and I mean, Jacob Morgan, he's not playing any risky games. He had a couple of saves that he had to make really unorthodox in Brookings. He's just trying to play the safe game so far.
Rocco wins that one for the Illini. Ripped one on net. Morgan saves with his chest. And now Pate will flip it up ahead. Beach trying to get it up to Leroy on the near side, and that one goes long. Leroy chasing after it. Beach in on the action. He'll flip it up ahead. Leroy, near side. That one's tapped away. Leroy back on it. Fighting for it now against Skoll of the Illini. Skoll will win it. That one will go back. And first to it is Lescage. Almost hit the official there in front of the Nebraska bench, but the puck stays alive. Holderfield now on the far side. That one will go up to Beach. Between the legs behind him, he'll get it off to Decker. And Decker will lose control of the puck. Now Illini recovered back behind their own goal line. And they'll lose it again. Decker now in the O-zone, flipped over near side. Greg Pate. He'll go down low off the board, and Leroy can't get a touch on it. Now the Illini will take over. It's Gentish. He'll try to get it up ahead, and Pate will recover. The big defenseman of Nebraska pushes it up ahead to Leroy. Leroy now in the neutral zone. Tries to flip it up ahead to himself. Now the deep left corner in Nebraska's O zone, and the Illini will fight back for possession. Now it's loose. A bunch of bodies against the board on the far side. Leroy, Beach. Beach trying to get back on top of it. Now loose in the slot. Back on the near side, Decker will flip it up ahead. Now fighting for it still on Estala. Puck gets loose. Leiterfield gets controlled. Back at the feet of Decker. Decker will flip it up ahead. Off of the wall, back behind the Illini goal line. And Merritt's first to it, but that one's taken away by Estala. Now Liam Joyce on the ice for the Huskers. Very sloppy hockey so far, Sam. Neither team has connected consecutive passes above the number of 4 yet. Each team trying to find their groove, and Groman will rip one far to the left. Now back behind Merritt will go back off the goal line, boards, and Groman's back on top of it. Lightenfield trying to collect. McCracken's there. That one will get flipped over to the far side, boards with Kapoki. Flicked off by Morgan, now on the near side. It's Groman again, trying to use his speed, and that one's taken away by Kading. Kading now on the near side, trying to create something. He'll get it back to Decker. Decker rips one on net, defended away by Morgan. That one goes back behind Nebraska's goal line. Now Weber's on it, near side. That one will go high off the ceiling by Nathan Weber for the whistle.
Yeah, Eli, you talked about the loose play so far. I mean, these two teams, again, trying to feel each other out. But Nebraska's biggest problem last week is they looked really lethargic. I mean, on the way to Brookings, they did have to make a stop in Sioux Falls that was 2 hours longer than they expected for lunch thanks to a flat tire from the bus. But they do look like they have a bit of new energy, which is what you want to see after taking a very tough series loss.
Now it's Kading fighting for the puck on McCracken. The Fighting Illini will win it momentarily. Now Nebraska's back on top of it. Back behind their own goal line, it's Zach Brown. He'll flip it off the board, trying to get it up to a teammate in Liam Joyce, but the Illini take it away. Kading's rip goes high. Now it's a Karic, the captain. Deep in the crease. That one goes off the stick of Weber. Now another shot's fired. That one goes wide. He has Joyce ahead, tries to get it up ahead. Joyce recovers. Now on the far side, the official got in the way, but no call will be made for interference. Now it's loose behind the Fighting Illini goal line, and McGinnis will lay it off in the slot. No one's there. Back, Topol, shot, goes left. Now on the far side, McGinnis will flip it off ahead. Topol, now it's Peyton. Peyton in front of the Illini bench. Topol trying to get it back over. Topol fires. Feinberg controls, loose in the crease. Fight for it, Nebraska trying to do something, and a whistle will be blown. Great opportunity there for Nebraska, one of their best looks in the first half of the first period.
Yeah, and you can see Noah Whitehill in the crease there calling for a bit of a hand pass to get the whistle. But, I mean, what a shift it was from Heath Topol. He had a couple opportunities. That last one right in the slot, a great shot from the junior. And you talk about guys that don't show up all the time statistically in the goals or assist columns, but Heath Topol is one of the best players on this Nebraska roster because he has so much grit.
That one gets defended away. Now the Illini on the puck. Trying to create space here is McDonald. Morgan will just flip it up ahead over to the far side boards. Now Pate recovers now on the near side. Pate looking ahead, looking for something. And it goes off of his stick awkwardly, and Skoll controls, trying to get brought down as Holderfield. Now into the stick of Brickle. He'll try to lay it off back to Pate. Back to Brickle off the board. Brickle's not there, and Topol gets his stick on it. Brickle off the chest, trying to create something on the near side boards, and it gets flipped back ahead. Pate recovering. Morgan gets to it first, and he'll cover it up. 10:49 remaining in the first period. Score remains 0-0. Nebraska with lots of attacks, but can't get it back behind Feinberg in the cage.
Yeah, both these teams are starting to wake up a little bit, Eli. I mean, a couple of shots have come in from both sides now, and this game is really starting to get interesting.
Now loose on the far side board. Joey Lucius now on the ice for Nebraska. His first shift of the first period, just about halfway through. He's leading the team in points with 18, but hasn't scored in quite a while, and that shot will go into the net for another whistle. Quite a few whistles here in the first period. But Sam, what do you expect from Joey here in this game? He hasn't been able to find his groove in a couple games, but he's looking to change that tonight.
Well, I mean, I had the opportunity to talk to Joey this morning in history, and he was just kind of talking about that South Dakota State series. You know, he was very upset. He's a guy that's from South Dakota. He played with a lot of those guys growing up, and he was upset because he knew his team was better. He's going to try and get it going here tonight.
It's a misfire there on top of the slot. Now back behind Nebraska's goal line. Martison now on the puck. He'll lay it off to Brickle. Lucius is first to it. The man himself on the far side tries to go off the board to himself. Can he get there first? He cannot. The Illini recover. Now Brickle back on top of it. That one will go the distance. Was there a touch? There was not. So that would be an icing penalty.
Yeah, and again, going back to talking to Joey this morning, I mean, You know, since he played with a lot of those guys, there was a lot of compliments to him after the game, and he's one of the guys that Nebraska has relied on early this season. You know, you look at a guy like Jackson Beach, it can't just be a one-man show with Beach, and that's why they're kind of spreading the wealth. They got Beach, Decker, and Leroy on that first line, and they move Lucius down, but they also have to account for the fact that Jake Stadler is out.
Jake Stadler is out. He had that overtime game winner a couple weeks ago at the icebox. Now back below the Illini goal line, Decker's on it. He has Leroy on top of the slot if he wants him. Now he's fighting for it on the far side. Loose puck now entering the neutral zone. The Illini's back on top of it. Now it's flicked off by Fieldman. Nebraska now on the far side. Beach off to Decker. Leroy's there on the right-hand side, and he can't control it for a shot. Now it's loose on the near side. Lightenfield trying to create something between the legs of Brown, and that one will go off the wall back behind Nebraska's own net. Now loose in front of the Husker bench. Trying to get on top of it is Beach, the assistant captain. Sent back to Beach, now on the near side. He can't get to it. It's a good move there by Hakarik. Over to the far side, the Illini trying to create something now. That's the captain again, Hakarik. He'll lay it off the board. Now it's loose in the crease. Pate's there. That one's taken away. Now loose in the slot, backed off by Morgan. Holderfield down the line to Beach. We go high in the air and brought down. Big hit there. Lincoln Decker lays the blow. Now it's Jackson Beach. Good move. Now on the far side. He'll fake left, spin around. Now Holderfield, he'll lay it off into the slot. Loose, Leroy's there. Nothing. McCracken trying to get back on top of it. He has Leroy. Leroy controls now on the near side. The assistant captain, Timmy Leroy, laid off. Greg Pate off of the knee there, sticks on the ground. He'll get back on top of it. Holderfield tries to push it up ahead forward. The Illini take it away. Now entering the neutral zone. Far rip, Morgan defends. Now on the near side. Trying to create something. It's Decker of the Illini. Two Deckers on the ice right now. That one shot on and defended away by Greg Pate. That's McCracken taking his space on the near side. He'll lay it back in the middle looking for Brickle, and that one's behind him. Now entering the neutral zone. Noah Becker. Sent over, shot. That one's defended away. Zach Merritt with the deflection. Now it's Liam Joyce. He'll rip it on net. Feinberg defends. Loose again and taken out as Miles White. He'll lay it off. Cross ice. Adrian Skoll trying to create something. Groman on his back. Now on the near side. In Nebraska's zone. Backing off. Skoll rips one on net. That one goes far to the right. Now on the far side. Trying to do something. Merritt gets to it first. Back behind his own net. McGinnis trying to get in on the action, and McCracken will push it up ahead forward. Now it's in the neutral zone. Skoll trying to do something. He'll send it up ahead. Off of the boards. Morgan's first to it. He'll drop it off for Groman. Now loose. Morgan gets back to his spot. Risky play for Nebraska, but Jacob Morgan hops on top of it.
Yeah, that's a very risky play. I mean, Jacob Morgan didn't have a whole lot of time right there, but that's where Max Groman, that's where that rookie experience really shows. You know, a couple of the older guys, the vets, they're going to get on about that, especially Jacob Morgan. If that puck goes in, you're getting eagle eyes from your goaltender, but thankfully Nebraska's got the puck luck to keep it out.
Now it's Topo in the neutral zone. Lots of speed. He'll just flip it up ahead, and Feinberg will get on top of it with the pressuring McGinnis in front of him.
And that's just an entire flip of the ice. I mean, flip the faceoff down to the other end. A great job by Heath Topol, just flipping it ahead. Feinberg again jumping on top of it. Both these goalies very cautious early on, Eli.
Face-off now in the Illini territory. Now it's back in. Loose on top of the slot. Now it's over on the near side boards. McGinnis trying to lay it off to Topol. McRae, Dylan McRae, nice move. Fires, and he will score. Dylan McRae nets one for Nebraska. First on the board in nearly 14 minutes in the first period.
What a job by Dylan McRae. I mean, the extra forward tonight, and what a job he did right there walking through one of the Illini defenders. And I mean, holy, what a highlight reel goal that will be. Talk about a guy that doesn't get a ton of ice time. He just proved why he should be getting more right there.
Dylan McRae puts it through for Nebraska. Now with the 1-0 advantage to the Illini. Now loose in their own zone, and Hakarik, he'll drop it off. Now Lucius trying to add on to the lead. Trying to get it over, back over to McCracken. That one goes far. Martison, he'll drop it off. Brickle now on the boards. Now loose in the slot. Martison on top of it. Nothing's there. Back behind the Illini net. Brown, Zach Brown sends it in. Martison's there. Can't get control on it. The Illini get on top of it for a second. Brickle now on the far side. Trying to make a move. Falls down. Gets back up. Shot. That one goes far. Loose in the crease. Jumping on top of it as the Illini defenders. And Feinberg is holding his ground. And now he'll finally get on top. Another chance for Nebraska. Just seconds after Dylan McRae opened up scoring.
Yeah, it's starting to come in waves now for Nebraska. I mean, all the momentum is on their side after you get that opening goal. And what a job by Nebraska just to continue hounding the Illini in their own goal. They're forcing Feinberg to jump on top of the puck even when he may not want to. And he's got another zone face-off to his right side that he has to deal with.
That was McRae's first goal of the season, and he finds it at the right time. Very aggressive game so far here at John Breslow. And McRae gives Nebraska the edge. That one goes high into the net. And we'll have another stoppage and another face-off coming up. Beach sends it back. Leroy rips one on net. That one goes far to the left. Now loose behind the Illini own goal. Whistle's blown there.
Yeah, I think the puck riding on the glass right there. Lucky at this level of hockey that it won't be a delay of game penalty, but typically in the higher leagues you will see that. The Illini lucky right now, though. They are just being worn down in their own end.
Now Leroy on the far side, trying to lay it off back into the slot, looking for a Beach. Goes high in the air, brought down by Leroy. Now on the near side, the assistant captain Fieldman will just push it forward. We'll have another stoppage.
Yeah, the icing right there just behind that red line. But one of the assistant captains, Fieldman, Jacob Fieldman, has got to lead his team back here, you know. They have had the past couple of face-offs in their own end, and when your goalie is tired, there's not a whole lot he can do for you.
Now it's Beach in the O zone for Nebraska with the face-off. Leroy connects. Now on the far side, now below the Illini net, loose in the slot. Nothing's there. Illini take it away. Now entering the neutral zone, tugging on the jersey is Beach, trying to get away with it. He does. Beach tries to make a move there, and Hakarik lays a hit on him. Beach stays up, however, and now he's back pressuring. That one's flipped up ahead. Now on the near side boards, it's Greg Pate. Pate going cross ice. Off back to himself. Lakin Decker now on it. He has Pate in front if he wants him. Trying to get back on top of it. Decker going all the way around the boards. Pate lays a big hit there. That one's taken away by Miles White. Miles White using his speed on the near side. Rips one on net. That one goes high. Noah Becker first to it, but he can't get on top of it in time. Holderfield back to Beach. Exiting the neutral zone, trying to lay it off to Weber. Weber going back to it. Beach controls. He has Groman to his right. Fakes it. Shoot! Nothing's there. Loose in the crease. Deflected away the Illini. Now it's Kading. They'll lay it off far. They'll go high and wide. Groman now on the near side boards for the Huskers. He'll drop it off McCracken. Now loose in the neutral zone. Groman will just push it forward, go back behind the cage of the Illini. Weber's there. Trying to avoid the big hit, and he does momentarily, and Nebraska trying to get back on the puck. Now in the neutral zone, it's Adrian Skoll. He'll just send this one from the neutral zone into the net. 3:43 remaining in the first period. Nebraska leads 1-0 over the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, and I think that little clear in by Sokol is a bit of the frustration starting to show here, Eli. I mean, it is still early in this game, but defensively the Illini have looked a little lost at times. And now a new lineup change here for Nebraska. They're putting Noah Whitehill in the faceoff circle, even though Ben McGinnis has done a really good job so far.
Yes, he has for sure. And Whitehill on the near side boards. Topol trying to get a stick on the puck. He cannot. Now it's loose. Illini control behind their own net. Sent over bullet pass. And Topol trying to get on it to intercept. Now it's McGinnis on the near side. Trying to defend. Topol now applying pressure. Good passing by the Illini. Off the wall to himself. Trying to create something. And Groman's there for the Huskers. Big hit there. Loose in the slot. McGinnis controls. Great first period by Ben McGinnis. Doing some work, trying to lay it off to Brickell. Nebraska can't retain possession. That'll go back to the Illini. Now on the near side. Illini in their own D zone. To get back over, Merritt gets a stick on it. Brickell will try to lay it off the wall behind. And first to it is McDonald of the Illini. Puck goes high in the air. Martison on top. Trying to get control back to Brickell. Now the Illini take it away. So Arcara, he'll rip one wide to the left. Go down the line. Stick is loose on the ice. Huskers control. Good pass off the wall. Martison chasing after it down the line. Good move by Martison. He falls down, however. Now the Illini trying to take it away. Lucius is there. Tries to just drop it off to the right of the net. Puck still loose. Brickell's first on top of it. Trying to get it off the board. Arcara. Now McCammon to Lucius. Lucius can't control. That one will go wide. Now on the far side boards. Trying to find something. It's Pate now on the near side. He makes a move. He'll send it down the goal line. Now it's Lucius in on the mix. Lucius goes down. No whistles blown. Plate still stay alive. Holderfield shot goes wide. Now Pate will try to push it in. Nothing. Brickell loose in the slot. Now in the crease trying to find something. And the pushing and shoving will foul. Loose in the crease. And Nebraska will get it in. Pile in front of the crease. And Lakin Decker nets it for Nebraska, giving them the 2-0 advantage.
Yeah, Eli, a bit of, hard sightlines to see through there, but a lot of battles in front of the net. And crashing in was Decker. He just comes in flying out of nowhere like a jet, poking it in. Obviously, the Illini are a little upset they didn't get the goaltender interference call there. But nonetheless, it is a 2-0 Nebraska game here in the final 90 seconds.
Very messy second goal of the contest here between the two teams. Less than 90 seconds remaining. Nebraska leads 2-0. First goal by Dylan McRae around 10 minutes in. And just a couple of seconds ago, Lakin Decker gives Nebraska Beach. Now trying to do something. He'll fall down. 65 seconds in the first period. Pate trying to retreat back, and he will. Now on the far side. He'll try to lay it off to Beach, and Beach can't control. That one gets sent wide. No icing is the call by the official on the near side. Holderfield will try to lay it off to Beach in front of his own bench. 45 seconds remaining. Pate goes back. Lots of time. Taking his time. Spinning around near side. Leroy trying to look ahead and find something. That one gets deflected off Estala's back. Now Leroy taking it himself on the far side. Leroy off the wall to himself. Beach trying to collect. 25 seconds in the first period. Decker, he'll flip it back. Holderfield, his shot goes wide to the left. Leroy trying to get back on top of it. He has Pate right next to him if he wants. He goes long. Beach now on the right-hand side. Net will move off of its bearings with 9.7 seconds to go in the opening period.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best case scenario right there for Max Feinberg in goal for the Illini. I mean, you see Jackson Beach crashing at you from an angle. You've got to push your shoulder up. He is going to pick that corner if you leave it open. So a good job. He obviously won't get the delay of game call because that's how he had to play his position, because you can't let Jackson Beach walk in from the goal line, Eli.
Especially on the near side. We've seen many Jackson Beach goals from that exact spot. That time, Feinberg gets bailed out. Leroy's shot goes wide to the right. 5 seconds remaining. Pate trying to create something with the time he has. Loose in the slot. Trying to push it in, and Leroy starts a little hustle and tussle right in front of Feinberg there. But that will do it for the first period. Nebraska leads 2-0 over Illinois. Goals by Dylan McRae and Lakin Decker to give them the 2-0 advantage. Once again, joined by Sam Whitaker, I'm Eli Rodriguez, and you're watching Nebraska Hockey on Nebraska News Service. Here, we'll be right back for the second period after our first intermission. Welcome back here for the second period of action. Once again, if you're just joining us, Nebraska up 2-0 on the Fighting Illini of Illinois. Dylan McRae scored back in the first and then followed by a Lakin Decker goal after it was loose in the crease for quite some time. The Huskers trying to use the momentum they left in the first. Now a quick shot by Noah Becker goes wide to the right. Now laid off on the far side. Leroy trying to get to it first. Gloved and then dropped by Morgan. Goes sent to the board immediately. Now a high shot by Kading goes up. Morgan gets a glove on it. Now back behind his own goal. Trying to get to it. Groman applies some pressure. Now Beach on the far side. He'll drop it off, trying to create something. Decker now on top of it. Now it's loose in the neutral zone. Defender for the Illini falls down, and Groman's first to it. He taps it over to Beach. Beach now on the far side, right-hand side, makes a nice move. Goes around, and Feinberg's there to cover it up. Another great attack for Nebraska, trying to build off the lead they created in the first.
Yeah, and Eli, that first period was a lot of feeling around to begin. And then again, Nebraska finding the breakthrough with Dylan McRae's goal around the halfway mark, like you said, and then finally Lakin Decker adding on to it. Here in the second period, I expect Reed Fuller to tell his team to keep doing what they're doing. They're playing some good hockey right now.
Now face off in the Illini zone, rips one from the point. That one gets deflected. Holderfield on the near side. Now back behind the Illini net, it's Weber. Tries to get it into the crease. Weber trying to get back on top of it. And that one goes far. Aiden Taylor first on it for the Illini. Now back behind his own net, Will Knight. He'll fake over to the far side and come back over. Now it'll drop into the neutral zone. Holderfield gets to it first. Now the far side, Weber. He'll put it up in the sky again, trying to get it across to Liam Joyce. Now it's a fight for the puck against the board. Joyce back on top of it. Loose momentarily, and Weber's there. McCracken, cross-ice pass. Pate scores! Off of the deflection, Greg Pate puts it in for Nebraska. His first of the season, 3-0 lead for the Huskers.
Yeah, Eli, you mentioned his name so much because he plays such a big role defensively, and what a job right there. A great bounce for Pate, and it puts the Huskers up by 3. Nebraska really in control now, not even 2 minutes into the second frame.
Greg Pate plays in that back line for Nebraska, and his defensive presence is always known. That time he gets it done on the other end and gives Nebraska the 3-goal advantage. Now trying to continue on to that, it's Brickle. He fake fires and he gets dropped off to Martison. Brickle goes down, he gets back up. Now it's loose. Martison rips one on net, goes for the top left corner. It gets sent away by Feinberg. Now on the near side, McCammon. He'll drop it back off, looking up ahead for Lucius. Lucius can't get to it, however. Now McCammon back at it at the blue line. Tries to send it over to Brickle, and that one gets sent back off the wall. That one attacking Illini very strong. It's a Carwa. Now it's Martison on the far side. He'll lay it off the board back behind Morgan. Lucius first to it. He'll tap it forward. Brickle controls, tries to make a nice move and push it up ahead. He cannot. The Illini, strong defense there. Down 3 goals. Nebraska trying to continue and add on to it to get their first win in 3 games. Coming off back-to-back losses up in South Dakota against the Jackrabbits. Now it's McGinnis on the near side. He'll fire. That one's off the midsection of Feinberg. Still loose in the Illini zone. That one's dropped back. It's Fieldman. He'll flip it up ahead forward, and Morgan's first to it. He'll tap it off the wall behind him over to Merritt. Good move by Zach Merritt. He loses it, however, and Kading gets a stick on it. Now it's Groman back behind his own goal line. Kading back on top of it. Now loose. Fired. That one's missed. Now it's over on the far side, trying to create something. Groman's there to defend. Now it's loose on the other side. Kopecky. That one's sent into the crease and defended away. Now on the far side, pass back down. Now loose in the slot, Merritt sends it away. McRae's first to it, getting his stick on the action. Now entering the neutral zone, it's Topol. Flipped up ahead to McGinnis, and McGinnis will send it off the wall, trying to get it to Topol. Good positioning there by Heath Topol. He'll get to it first, back over to Merritt. Now it's Noah Becker with a breakaway on the near side. He'll try to cross it over to himself, but he cannot. Beach is there to defend. He'll send it off the line. Now it's Kopecky. Dropped in high off the board, back behind the goal of Nebraska. That one's fired from the far side, and that one goes wide. Decker's trying to get to it first. Now it's loose against the near side boards. Beach into action as well. Merritt goes down on Kading after taking a hit on him. And whistle is blown. Our first stoppage, which I believe here in the second period, 15:44 remaining in the period. Nebraska leads 3-0.
Yeah, and Eli, I think Zach Merritt's going to get sent to the box here. He was discussing it over with the referee. So Nebraska going to go on the penalty kill now. The Illini power play going to get their first opportunity of the night. And we saw in that last shift a lot of shots coming in from Peter Koepke on that point. Expect Koepke again to be playing a bit of a quarterback role defensively when they've got Aiden Taylor in the faceoff circle who wins it back.
Kopecky now on the right-hand side. He'll drop it down low. Trying to find something now in the deep corner. Back on top, defended by Beach. That one goes far to the left. Now it's Fieldman. Now on top of the point, it's Kopecky. Now on the near side, defended away off the glove of Morgan. Loose in the crease. Beach gets on top of it. And they'll send it down the line. No icing is called. Zach Merritt on this season. He spent 18 minutes in the box. And time will be added to that now. 1 minute and 26 seconds remaining on that power play. The Illini playing 5-on-4 momentarily. Hakarik, he'll drop it off the backboard. And Leroy's there to defend. Is he first to it? Yes, he is. Off of the wall. Beach trying to get on top of it and regain possession for Nebraska. Hakarik, cross-ice pass. That one goes far to the left once again. Down the near side. Trying to find something. Anything really. It's Miles White wearing 54 for the Illini, and Leroy will chase after it back in his own zone. Leroy doing it himself. He falls down. That's a big hit there on the far side. And whistle will be blown for the hit, and I believe another penalty will be made.
Yeah, penalty right there to the Illini. They got a little too much on Leroy. I mean, a great stretch pass. But Timmy Leroy is kind of keeled over on the bench, just leaning over the wall, and that obviously not what you want to see. Thankfully, it doesn't look to be too serious, but the last thing Nebraska can afford right now is to lose another guy. You know, you lose a guy like Jake Stadler to that series against South Dakota State. That's a huge loss because they have a defenseman playing center, but now they got that power play unit out. Looks like they're going to start it with a 4-on-4 the next 40-some seconds.
4-on-4 for 37 seconds. And that was Alex Hakarik going into the penalty box for the Illini. He's tied for first in goals on that Illinois team. In 8 games played, he has 4 goals and 3 assists. He'll be in the box for another minute 40, while Zach Merritt will be back on the ice in 18 seconds. 4-on-4 hockey for the time being. Lucius, cross-ice pass. Martison, he puts it down. Far side, lots of space. He'll fire right into the chest of Feinberg. For the save, Zach Merritt will be back on the ice in 10 seconds. 4-on-4 hockey for that time.
Yeah, but what a great rush we just saw from Davis Martison right there. I mean, a great pass to go across the ice, just finding the open man. And that's a great jump by Feinberg to respond. He's playing at the top of his crease. He's playing to the angles. The further you come out of that goal to meet the shooter, the less room they're going to have to make until they can get a cut in towards the net. But nonetheless, a great job on both sides. Just a better job by Feinberg to make the save.
And the Illini has used different goaltenders so far this season for the majority of their games. But Max Feinberg, with only 1 game played under his belt for this season, posting an 86.7 save percentage. Now on top of the high slot, it's Beach. He'll go deep down low. Now it goes over to the far side with Lucius. Lucius trying to create something. Tries to flip it up ahead on the right side of the net. And Feinberg will get his glove on top of it.
Yeah, just a tick over a minute left on the power play for Nebraska, but I love what I'm seeing. Putting Lake and Decker out there with Jackson Beach, 2 of the shorter guys on the team, but man, do they have speed. Jackson Beach can body off anybody. Lake and Decker can fire from anywhere on the ice. What a power play unit this is for Nebraska. They're really adapting to not having Jake Stadler very well.
Lucius will get it back to Beach in front of his own bench. Cross-ice pass. Zach Merritt back on the ice. He'll lay it down low. Timmy Leroy trying to create something. Now back to Merritt on the high slot. That one goes off at the chest of Feinberg. and gets sent down towards the Illini bench.
Yeah, Eli, they're looking for that one-timer. Again, they like to have Beach on his off wing. They got it from Merritt there.
Here goes Beach back behind his own net. Good move by Jackson. Beach creating space. Lots of clean ice in front of him. He'll take advantage of it. On the near side, Jackson Beach. Infamous for his goals on the near side. Will he do it now? He has Lucius in the slot if he wants. Back over to Beach in front of his own bench. Merritt to his left. He goes down low to Decker. Lucius. Leroy can't control. He'll retreat after it at the blue line. And Kading tries to send it away. Here comes Merritt to defend. Merritt's first to it. He goes back behind Morgan in net. Now Merritt, he'll just drop it off right in front of him to Jackson Beach. Now exiting the neutral zone. Making a good move. He'll drop it off to Leroy. Leroy loses the puck. Sent over, trying to do a cross-ice pass is the Illini. It's defended well by Nebraska. Kopecky now in his own zone trying to create something, and Leroy's on it to defend. Lucius gets control. High slot. Lucius down to McCammon. Trying to find something with Leroy again, and Kopecky's there to defend it. Now back off the wall, back behind Feinberg of the Illini. Past the blue line, it's Kopecky. McCannon gets control. Right in front of him, Davis Martison near side. Rips one on net off the top shoulder of Feinberg. Now loose in the crease. The slot, rather. And now we're at the red line at mid-ice. Flipped up ahead by Zach Brown. 11:27 remaining in the second period. Nebraska leads 3-0. One sent over. McCammon can't control. Lightenfield trying to get control of it for the Illini. Like I said, Nebraska up 3-0. Goals by Dylan McRae. And then followed by Lakin Decker after a puck loose in the crease for quite some time. And then Greg Pate on the far side sniped one into the top left corner for Nebraska's comfortable lead over Illinois. It's Noah Whitehill on the faceoff going against Aiden Taylor. Fight for the puck on the near side. Now back below Feinberg. And gets sent back over. It's George Kopak. McGinnis trying to get after it. He has help if he needs. Small pause in the Illini zone. Whitehill trying to get back after it. Now it's Pate. He's retreating back. The high IQ defenseman who got in on the action in the offensive end earlier on. Holderfield wheels back. He'll find Topol. Topol rips one on net, low driven to the right. That one gets deflected away by Feinberg. Now back behind with lots of time. Kopecky. He'll go off the glass. Holderfield trying to get back. Pate there to defend into the chest and collected by Jacob Morgan. One of the best looks for Illinois throughout the entire contest.
Yeah, but what's great for Jacob Morgan right there, Eli, is he doesn't have a lot of traffic in front of him to kind of screen him, so he's got the eyes free. But again, a great shot like you mentioned. Ryan Arakawa coming in, had a good angle, tried to go far side to the blocker, but Jacob Morgan, again, just better, swallowing it up with his chest.
10 minutes remaining in the second period. And Beach tries to get it up to Leroy in the neutral zone. That pass goes far. Groman now on top of it. Beach on the near side. He'll get it up ahead, looking for Groman in the crease. Good defense there by the Illini. Now it's Leroy down low, back behind the Illinois goal line, and Beach finds Decker. Decker, one-timer. And that's the one-timer that you said the Huskers were looking for. Sam Decker had a chance there, but Feinberg gets control of it.
Yeah, whenever you can shoot on your off wing or get a chance to take that one-timer, I mean, it's a mix of the slap shot coming off a pass and a great job by Decker and Beach. Those are the two guys that you want taking that one-timer. They are so good at it.
Merritt down the near side. He'll go down low to Leroy. Back behind the Illini goal line, Leroy trying to do something off the chest of Feinberg. Faking one way and going the other is Decker. Now down low, Leroy trying to poke after it and regain possession. He will not. Down the near side. The Illini trying to create something of their own. Ryan Bethel. Now loose on the far side. It's Leroy. Back down low. It's Arakawa. Cross-ice pass into the neutral zone. And that one's controlled by Fieldman. Now on the near side. Going over to the far side. Making a nice move around Merritt. Groman. Back behind his own net. He'll lay it off to Beach. Beach, cross-ice pass. Right into the stick of Weber. Weber back to Beach. Beach and Weber show. Now on the near side. Weber back to Merritt, and Merritt can't get there in time. Great look for Nebraska. Now back on defense. It's McCammon trying to defend. That's Adrian Skoll trying to create something. Beach takes it away. Crossing the blue line for a second and going back. Whistle's blown.
Yeah, offsides right there, but that really could have been a dangerous chance for the Illini. A bad pass by Jackson Beach. We don't see a lot of those from him. Trying to spin away, and a bit of almost a really bad turnover for Beach. No matter how high you are in that lineup, you can't get away with a pass like that. So Reed Fuller is going right to him after that pass.
8.5 remaining in the second period. Nebraska leads 3-0. McCammon in his own zone finds Weber in the neutral zone, and he'll drop it off. McCracken now on the near side. Using his speed, Weber comes sliding into the crease. What a save by Feinberg. Now in front of his own bench. Goes off the back wall. McCammon's there. Won't get to him. Zach Brown off the wall, going down. Collecting it is Adrian Skoll. Skoll of the Illini getting lots of touches on this map. McCammon. Liam Joyce now chasing after it. He'll put it back into the crease. No one's there. McCammon back on top of it from the point. He'll lay it down. McCracken goes down. McCammon stays on it. He pushes it down low to Weber. Weber will loft it up. Greg Pate, he scored from the spot earlier. He shoots. That one goes into traffic off of the head of Joyce. And now the Illini with the 3-on-2 attack. Back over. Becker shoots. Morgan saves. Now it's McCammon. He'll drop it off the wall to Lucius. Lucius in front of his own bench on the far side. Trying to wrap it around, and he'll send this one high. Joey Lucius with the shot there with 7:13 remaining in the second period of hot.
And what a job by Jacob Morgan on that last drive, Eli. I mean, fighting off a couple of pucks, the rebound bouncing right in front. Typically, you want to kick that rebound out with your pads to either corner. Couldn't do so, but a great job to swing at it with the stick. And nonetheless, Nebraska fighting for control.
Pate settles. Trying to get back control. Holderfield. Drew Holderfield will flip it forward. And now Pate will do the same. On the far side, it's Lucius. He'll loft it up. What a pass off of the chest of Martison. He'll go after it. Brickle's first on it. Dylan Sabank. Now Martison far side, right into the chest of Feinberg.
And Eli, if we're doing the traditional, 3 stars the game after the game in hockey, I mean, one of those stars has got to go to Davis Martison. He's been in the right place at the right time. He's just been bested by Max Feinberg. Again, Max Feinberg has only played 1 game this year, and it was that game on October 18th against Arkansas, so a guy who hasn't seen a ton of action getting into it here in the midway point of the season.
Lucius going for the slap shot there on the far side. Nothing's there. Fieldman will send it away. What a save by Jacob Morgan, just batting it away like he had a fly swatter in his hand.
Yeah, that's what you'll love having the blocker for, and for Jacob Morgan on his right side with the stick, he can really put it up as high as he wants. Listed at 5'10", shorter than Jaden Salato, but man, he makes up for it. Kind of like some of those shorter goaltenders in the NHL like UC Saros. He's got the speed to go across the net.
Now faceoff is won by Nebraska for a second. Pate mishandles the pass. Now it's loose on top of the point. It's Sabank. Pressuring heavily is Topol. It'll get back to Morgan, and he'll drop it off to Holderfield. Holderfield now behind his own net. Taking his space, looking ahead. He'll get it over to Pate. Cross-ice pass from Pate over to McGinnis. McGinnis loses control. Now on the near side, it's Stala. Rips one on net, and that one's covered up right into the glove of Jacob Morgan.
Great rush right there by Marin Estala. He had somebody over to his left side, opted to take the shot himself, but what I want to see from Estella the next time he does that, either look over to your guy or try to go far side you can try short side, but if you beat a goalie over the glove, obviously it's going to get them a little rattled. But again, that glove is so useful. But a great job overall of Jacob Morgan to stand out on top of his crease and deny the shot.
Matthew McDonald with the face-off for the Illini. Puck goes loose in Nebraska's own zone. Noah Becker now on top of it. He gets control, tries to flip it up ahead to Miles White. That one goes long over to the board. On the far side from the point, rips one on net. Morgan had it for a second. It goes loose in the crease, and then he jumps back on top of it. Another promising look for the Illini, but Morgan saves the day.
And I mean, you could probably hear the Nebraska bench after that one. Half of them were standing up on their feet, tapping their sticks on the board because Jacob Morgan, what a job. Like I said, he can jump across the crease super fast. Great job to pounce on that rebound, deny the chance for the Illini once again.
Decker will send that one backhanded, and Beach controls. Great pass, Jackson Beach over to Leroy. Near side, Leroy will flip it up ahead. Feinberg off the glove. Now Beach trying to create something. And then pouncing back on top of it is Feinberg. And Leroy got a little hit off of the shoulder of a defenseman of the Illini. Couldn't quite make out the number though.
Yeah, Eli, I'm absolutely loving what I'm seeing from Nebraska here in the second period, especially late. This line with Beach and Leroy, they are so fast. They're cutting like through the Illini defense like they're hot knives through butter. You get a great glove save from Feinberg. But I mean, this Nebraska forward line again, they have to adapt to not having their top centerman, and they're doing one heck of a job so far, Eli.
Yes, they are. Now a face-off in the Illini's own zone. Now it's loose on the near side. Merritt from the point. Big hit on Zach Merritt there. He is all right. Aiden Taylor laid the blow, and he'll get sent to the penalty box. Aiden Taylor, 8 games played in this season for Illinois, posting 3 goals and 3 assists. But that time, he gets sent into the box for a late hit on Zach Merritt.
Yeah, and you can see Alex Akarik go over and talk it over with the officials, but Nebraska onto the power play now, and they're going to get a line change here. But again, I think he got the stick a little too high. The referees didn't make a clear call on what it was right in front of the scores table, but I believe he got the cross check a little too high, and that's what sends Nebraska on the power play tonight.
Now a face-off in the Illinois zone, and that one goes long. No icing is called. Morgan backs off. Lets McCammon get to it first, and he will. 5 minutes remaining in the second period. Sent off ahead, Brickle, lots of speed in the neutral zone. Lay it off to his left to Liam Joyce. Backwards pass, McCammon controls from the point, dropped off. Brickle, now in the high slot. Back over to Groman, trying to find Martison. He gets back to him. Now back behind the goal line. It's Merritt, McCammon again from the point. Cross-ice pass. Ripped there from Martison. Gets defended away, and Martison back on top of it. McCammon, near side. Into the middle, and Brickle will score! Off of the stick of Hunter Brickle from the pass of McCammon, and Nebraska leads 4-0.
Eli, I had a feeling before this power play, Max McCammon was going to play a big role, and oh my goodness, that is entirely a beautiful pass right off the stick of Brickle. He shot it and deflected it off the stick, gave him a goal. What a passing sequence from Nebraska, and what a job from Max McCammon, the freshman out there making big plays for Nebraska.
Hunter Brickle, his 4th goal of the season, along with his 4 assists. Nebraska now leads by 4 with 4:23 to go in the second period. Lots of 4s, Sam.
There is, and that assist coming from number 44.
Too many 4s. Now in the neutral zone, it's Brickle trying to do it again, right in front of his own bench. Then it gets taken away by the Illini, by Alex Lescage. Now it's Noah Becker on the near side. Noah Becker's been quiet tonight. He has been quite the performer for the Fighting Illini this season. In 7 games played, he has 4 goals and 4 assists, tied for the leading goal scorer along with Hakarik.
Yeah, and Eli, those are 2 of the guys that the Illini have to rely on here in the back half of this game because, I mean, We just saw one of the best goals Nebraska has scored all season teammate-wise, and they have completely got the momentum. They look like the Nebraska hockey team we saw when they were playing Illinois State.
Miles White trying to create something loose in the crease. Becker with the chance, and Morgan will jump on top of it. But yeah, Sam, like you were saying, we mentioned it in the pregame. It's been nearly 3 weeks since the Illini have had a game on the ice this season. Their last series coming on that weekend of October 17th and the 18th at Arkansas. And in that 6-5 loss on Friday night, the Illini put up 5 goals coming from Becker twice. That one gets shot. Morgan covers it up. Becker scored twice. Hakarik scored along with Taylor and Kading. And then on Saturday night, in their 7-4 loss, another 2 goals by Becker, and then 1 by Taylor and 1 by Hakarik. Becker with 4 goals in those 2 games in their last series, but he's only had a couple of shots here tonight. Now it's Holderfield, cross ice pass, beautiful pass. Jackson Beach, lots of space, rips one on net, and that one's right into the left glove of Feinberg. One of the best looks for Beach that he'll ever see.
I mean, what a pass. That play doesn't start without Drew Holderfield. Please give Drew Holderfield his flowers on that pass right to Jackson Beach. He had Leroy over, but you're fine with Jackson Beach taking that shot because how many times has he put that in this year? Nonetheless, a great job by Nebraska's top line.
Face off now with Beach and Taylor. Now it's loose behind the Illini goal line. Decker down the far side. Taking his time, he'll go back down the line. Looking for Leroy. Leroy can't locate the puck. Brown will send it into traffic. Now in the neutral zone. Kopech chasing after it. Brown will get to it first. Nebraska's backed by big defensemen with Zach Brown and Greg Pate leading the way. Now back behind Morgan. McCammon over to Beach. Beach trying to flip it up ahead to Decker. McCammon back on it. Big hit by Timmy Leroy. Back over to Beach, now in the high slot. Beautiful pass, Lakin Decker. Loose in the crease, still Decker goes down. Many bodies on the floor. Leroy chasing after it. Great look here from McDonald, defended by Merritt. McDonald stick breaks, and that's something you don't see every day.
Yeah, and I believe a whistle here. Is there going to be a penalty? Yes, they're going to give it unsportsmanlike here, and Aiden Taylor has to watch out what he says to the referee. He's getting very vocal right now. This is where you need to be very careful. The Illini cannot afford to have somebody ejected, and he is still jawing at the referee, Eli.
He has one in his face, trying to stop him, and he's still trying to find the center official.
And they just ejected him, Eli.
And he just got ejected, and he's going around. Doesn't look like he's quite going to the locker room. And you're going to have some other Illini players come over, which I believe it's Hakarik and their assistant captain. And Jackson Beach having a discussion with the officials at the red line. What an altercation there.
Yeah, I mean, I understand if you're Aiden Taylor, you're going to be frustrated, but you can't let that boil over in the game to the officials. You know, you've had a couple of penalties that haven't gone your way, but you got to keep your composure. I understand, again, hockey is a game of emotions, but now he's put his team down without their second-line center, and that is really going to hurt the Illini. I mean, looking down at their center depth now, they've got Kading, Estella, and Arakawa, so they're going to have one of their guys come in and play that role. They might have to double shift a guy. If they do have the extra skater on their bench, that's where they're going to go in. They might move the lines up a little bit, but man, what a costly turn of events for Aiden Taylor and his Fighting Illini.
And Sam Taylor has been a player that the Illini have been relying on lots here in the first 2 periods. Still with 2:29 to go in the second, but Taylor have been on lots of the action, trying to provide to his team as best as he can. And the discussion is still going on at the red line. It is Hakarik up there for the Illini along with Beach, and now all 4 officials are discussing.
Yeah, and you can see the headlinesman there. I mean, he is shaking his head. He is, I mean, vocally probably upset with what was said. And, you know, again, the Illini are going to be really lucky just to get out of this with a 2-minute penalty. That's what's up on the board right now. and they're going to have somebody come in to serve that penalty for him because he was ejected. This could go as high as a double minor, I think. I don't think they'll give him the major. It wasn't that severe. It wasn't fighting or anything like that. But what a discussion. Jackson Beach, the assistant captain for Nebraska, and Alex Akarik, the captain for the Illini, are going to have to talk to their bench here. This is kind of giving each side a bit of time to rest, and that's especially what you need for the goalies right now. I mean, Max Feinberg, he's had a busy night. Jacob Morgan is playing out of his mind, Eli.
Yes, he has for sure. If it continues this, not trying to wish the broadcaster's curse on him whatsoever, but it will be marked as a shutout for him. And with Aiden Taylor out, that will only help Nebraska's favors. It looks like we'll be back to play. There is 2 minutes on the power play for Nebraska. And number 19, which is Ryan Bethel, he'll be taking the penalty for the Illini because Aiden Taylor was ejected. So 2 minutes on, it will stay a minor. Nebraska with the 5-on-4 advantage for 2 minutes. After the penalty is over, there will only be about 29 seconds remaining on the game clock in the second period. Now back behind Morgan of his own net. Brickle takes it away with speed, lots of space. That 5-on-4 will be taken advantage of for the Huskers. McCammon trying to do something. It's back over to Brickle. He has Martison to his left. He'll drop it off. Groman rips one on net. That one goes far to the left. Now on the other point, McCammon taking his time. Down low to Martison. Flip back over McCammon. Now loose in the crease. Brickle now on top of it. Back behind the Illini goal. Trying to get it back over to Joyce. He cannot. McCammon's there to retract. Cross ice pass. Groman back in the middle. Martison can't control. McCammon now on top. He'll fire himself into traffic, taken away. Hakarik trying to create something. He'll go off the wall and high. McCammon's there. 58 seconds for the Nebraska power play. Tries to go cross ice. That one's taken away by Gentish. Gentish can't make a move. Leroy takes it near side. Leroy trying to get around. Good defense there from Kopecky. Leroy back on top of it. He has Beach in the middle if he wants him. He goes down low to Lucius. Lucius can't control. And now Decker's on it. 30 seconds for the power play. Leroy moving around. His shot goes wide to the left. Merritt down the far side. He goes back down low. Lucius back over to Merritt. Now on top of the point, it's Beach. Down low to Merritt. Gets his stick on the action. His Skoll. Nebraska back on top of it. Lucius down below the Illinois goal. Now it's Leroy from the point. Back over to Beach. High slot. Beach moving, finessing. One-timer ripped by Merritt into the back of the net on the wrong side for the Huskers. Now it's Beach chasing after it. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Beach playing defenseman, and he goes on it with aggression and flip his possession back over to Nebraska. Now Merritt defending two. What a play there from Zach Merritt, the defenseman. And Morgan tries to get his glove on it. He cannot in time. It goes far. 2 seconds remaining. Miles White on the near side boards, and that will do it. The buzzer will sound, and Nebraska will escape after Illinois had a great opportunity there to get on the board, but the Huskers lead 4-0.
Yeah, Eli, I mean, what a power play we saw from Nebraska. You know, that top unit out there for almost the entire time. But what I want to talk about is the unsung hero of Max McCammon. You know, one of the guys that's got a bit of a quieter personality, the guy that's, you know, typically on the bus doing a bit of his homework. But, I mean, it just speaks volumes to have a guy like Max McCammon and Max Groman both playing meaningful minutes on the power play. But that entire power play looked amazing from start to finish, Eli. But now we will head to the second intermission.
Yes, we will. 4 goals for Nebraska at this point. Dylan McRae, Lakin Decker, Greg Pate, and a fabulous goal by Hunter Brickle off the top of his stick to give Nebraska the 4-goal advantage. And Aiden Taylor of the Illini went out with a big altercation. It was only a minor called with 2 minutes for the penalty kill, but that will do it for period 2. We'll be right back with action from the final period of hockey. You're listening to Nebraska Hockey on Nebraska News Service. Welcome back here for the final period of hockey at the John Breslow Ice Arena. Nebraska leads 4-0, and the Illini have lots of work to do to get back into this one. It'll start off in the neutral zone. Gets sent over, trying to find Miles White, and it'll just get sent forward, and Noah Becker's back on top of it. Now in front of the Nebraska bench, he'll send it down the line. Back behind Morgan of his own net. Jackson Beach will take it. It's sent back over to Leroy. Leroy taking his time. Groman trying to get back on top of it. Still loose. White will try to send it up ahead. Decker using his speed on the near side. Lakin Decker rips one on net. That one goes far to the left. Merritt steps in front of the Illinois bench. Now back behind. It's Leroy chasing after it. Becker sends it forward, and Groman gets there first. Back over near the blue line. Groman will now cross and lose the puck in the neutral zone. Well, it gets sent back. Arakawa. Now Fieldman. Straight shot, rips one on net. That one's deflected off of the shoulder of Zach Merritt. Now back below. Tapped over by Decker. Trying to find Liam Joyce. Now it's Groman. Decker will lay it off the glass, trying to get it up ahead to Joyce. Nothing's there. Now it's Hakarik. Hakarik will send one on net off of the glove of Jacob Morgan into the dividing piece of the glass in the wall, and it'll go into the net.
Yeah, Eli, I really like what I'm seeing out of the Illini to fight back here in the start of this third period. You know, not to say they looked lethargic earlier on, but they seem a lot more energetic right now. And a great job by this top line, and it's really this bottom line that's starting to create some more energy for them.
Great chance there on the high slot area. McCammon's first to it on the far side. Arakawa's there to defend. He's just shielding the puck now, trying to find something. He has Joyce to his right. Shot gets ripped on Morgan, and he'll just put his glove on top of it. 18-17 to go in the third period. Just about 2 minutes underway.
Yeah, and you know, we mentioned it earlier, Jacob Morgan's really having a stellar night. And I mean, he's looking at that clock. He wants it to tick down as fast as it possibly can. But again, he's doing a great job staying out in front of the shot, being on top of the crease, denying any chance the Illini have.
Now in front of the Nebraska bench, sent down low. McCammon's trying to get after it. Back behind his own goal, off the glass. Weber can't control. Back off the glass. Zach Brown trying to get it up to Weber in the neutral zone. Akarik's there to defend. Now it's McCracken on the near side. Lots of space from the right-hand side. Into the middle, Liam Joyce puts it in for the score. Nebraska now leads 5-0.
What a goal from Liam Joyce, and what a job from Braden McCracken. The freshman from Rosemount, Minnesota, finds Joyce wide open with the one-timer on his off wing and pots the loose puck right into the empty 4x6. Nothing much that Max Feinberg can do there, Eli.
After a promising Illini start to the third period, Nebraska connects pass after pass, and Liam Joyce gets it up behind Feinberg. The Huskers lead 5-0 with a little over 17.5 remaining in the final period of hockey tonight. Now back behind the Illini goal line, Nebraska trying to add on to their lead right away. It's Holderfield chasing after it. White controls, shields it away for a second. And now on the near side, Noah Becker. Greg Pate's there to defend. What we talked about in earlier periods, how Greg Pate always at the right place at the right time on the defensive end. And we get sent in off the chest of Morgan. Now hard off the wall comes Decker. Martison gets his stick on it from the blue line, deflecting the shot. And now Martison's there again. Like you said, Sam, Martison at the right place. Great positioning by him tonight. Now back behind the Illinois goal. Martison sends it in to the low slot. No one's there. Merritt back over to Groman. There the blue line, Brickle cross ice pass over to Merritt. Down the line with lots of power. Lucius can't control. Now it's Illini trying to create something of their own with Lescage. That one will get sent down low. Morgan will tap it back to Groman. Down the far side boards. McGinnis trying to get the puck back. Merritt will now send it up to McGinnis, now in front of the scorers table. Merritt controls, trying to cross ice it. That one goes off for the stick of Marina Stala. We'll have a stoppage with 16:11 to go.
Yeah, Eli, I mean, they're starting to play a lot more comfortable. You know, they looked uncomfortable facing, again, a 2-1-2 neutral zone formation from South Dakota State last week, but they have responded exceptionally well. Again, you don't have your head coach Reed Fuller there to kind of guide the team, but what a bounce back they have done so far in this game.
Now it's loose on the near side. Topple trying to get back on it, and Estala takes it away. Now entering the neutral zone, cross ice pass. Big hit there by Kopecky. Now it's back in the neutral zone. Illini trying to create something out of the back. Now it's on the near side with Fieldman, the assistant captain. Back over to Sabang rather. Now it's Fieldman into the back of Zach Brown. Zach Brown's there, down the line of his own net. Now it's Topel into the neutral zone. Pass gets deflected away. Topel back on it. Gentges. One-on-one opportunity there, goes wide. Good positioning there from Morgan. Floater back behind the crease. That shot goes far to the left again. McGinnis there to defend. Now from the point. McGinnis retreating back. Taken away by Topel. Now in the neutral zone. Topel trying to make a move with two defenders in front of him, and he cannot. Now it's back on the near side with Skoll. Pate will send it in. Beach now. Great opportunity. Jackson Beach off of the chest. Loose in the crease. Decker fires. Feinberg off of his pads. Pate back in. Leroy's there. And it goes past him. Now entering the neutral zone. The Illini trying to create something offensively. It's been hard for them to this point. Now back Beach trying to get on the puck. Leroy far side. He has Decker in the middle. Pate in front. He'll choose Pate. Pate now back into the middle in the crease. Leroy back on it near side. Loose in the crease. Decker trying to get back on it. And Beach will chase after it in the deep corner of the Illini zone. Holderfield down the line. Beach can't control. Back over to Holderfield. Chasing after it. Noah Becker. That one goes up and high towards the Nebraska bench. We'll have a face-off coming up.
Yeah, and we're a little over 5 minutes into this final period of play, Eli. And again, I'm going to keep saying it, but Nebraska, again, they look really comfortable. You know, it's upsetting to lose their fourth game now. I mean, they dropped 2 games to go from 9-2 to now 10-4 on the year, but they've done a great job responding.
Now it's McCracken on the near side. Kopecky takes it away down the board and hard. And they go back over to the far side of Merritt. Pass around his back to McCracken. It's taken away in the neutral zone. Merritt's there to defend. Now going all the way around, he finds Kopecky at the point. Kopecky will rip one hard and wide to the left. Now trying to get back after it is Groman to defend. Lescage, Kopecky from the point. Off the boards, it'll go all the way around into the stick of Becker. Now into the middle, Groman's right there. He'll flip it up to Weber. Weber wasn't ready for it, but Joyce is on the near side. Liam Joyce back over. Big shot. McCracken, that one's defended. Now exiting in the neutral zone, another chance for Nebraska. McCammon. Hard, low-driven shot right into the midsection of Feinberg.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier again, Eli, but Max McCammon, he has just played Colin McCammon has played just one heck of a game so far. He's played one heck of a season, too. Again, he's one of those guys that's a little bit quieter, but he is continuing to show why he is such a good pickup for Nebraska in recruiting. He has played exceptionally well as a freshman.
Under 13 to go in the third period. Nebraska leads 5-0. Estala will lay it off in the neutral zone. Fieldman will try to flip it up ahead to himself. Morgan sends it away. Now down low, far side. Brickle's there, fighting for the puck, trying to get clear possession back, and Zach Brown steps in. Morgan Defending, saving, Morgan flying everywhere. What a save, Jacob Morgan. Not for the point, Sabang. They go hard into the board and wide. Brown tries to flip it up ahead to Lucius. Lucius now. It'll escape him, and now the Illini back into the neutral zone with Arakawa. That one will go back. Morgan will lay it off. Up ahead, Lucius. The official got in his way. No interference is called. We'll play on. Skoll down the far side. He'll get it back up ahead to Kopech. Now down the line. Looking for Karik. And Holderfield's there on the near side boards. Defended by Gentges. Now Pate right on top of the crease for Nebraska. Good defense by Greg Pate. Now to McGinnis. He'll try to cross ice it over to Pate. That one goes far. Back on top of it for the Illini Skoll. We'll have a stoppage of play.
Yeah, they called the offsides there. Greg Pate couldn't keep the foot dragging on that blue line long enough, so a very delayed offsides, but nonetheless, this one heading back into the Nebraska defensive end. And the Illini, it looks like they're going to start double shifting that top line. You know, Noah Becker, Mason Kading, Miles White, those are the guys that are going to have to get it done. They're going back out with Adrian Sokol and Peter Kepke. Those two are the big defensemen that are really going to generate some offense for the Fighting Illini.
Face off there of Kading. Nebraska will take it away. McRae trying to get after it with Kopecki right in front of him. McGinnis can't control the puck. Now back behind the Illinois goal line. Topol will step. McGinnis gets his stick on it. Topol drops his and picks it back up. Now in the neutral zone. That fires, goes off of the leg of Groman, and he's a bit shaken up. On the far side, McGinnis trying to create something. And Becker will lose it. Groman on the near side. He tries to tap it off the boards, looking for Topol up ahead. Now McGinnis in his own defensive zone. It's Kading. Miles White trying to do something now. That one will escape them, go past the neutral zone and back over towards Feinberg. Now sent over to the near side. No Illini there. Decker's there. It's taken away. Good defense by Skoll. Now Decker again. Now in front. Leroy mishandles and back on top of it. Timmy Leroy. Good work there. Hand will go up. Will remain in play. Now in the neutral zone. Groman trying to chase after. Merritt will step. High, powerful shot there from beyond the point. Now it's Sabang from the other point. Now down low. Fieldman trying to create something, and Groman's there. Now Beach. Oh, wrapped around. No calls made. Lofter pass. Timmy Leroy trying to make up from the last one, and that one will go far to the left. Decker's there. Entering the neutral zone now. Dropped off his Fieldman. Back over to Arakawa. Back over to Fieldman. Beach is there to defend. It's loose underneath his skates, and he taps it over to McCammon. McCammon gets it up ahead to Decker. That one's loose and taken away. Lescage. Back over to Fieldman, and the hand will go up. I believe that's an offsides call, right, Sam?
Yep, correct. You know, there's a lot of rules in hockey. They're a bit tough to learn for some of the newer people getting into it. You can't have the puck come second. The player cannot come first. Puck has to go in first. That's how you get the offsides call. Any of you confused by the icing, anything behind the red line into the offensive zone gets that icing call.
They're known as color commentators, but Sam Whitaker right here, the analyst besides me. Back to play. Zach Brown back beyond his own goal. Back over to McCammon. He has Joyce in front. He goes cross ice right into the stick of Weber. Big hit on Weber. Now up ahead is Joyce. Into the middle. McCracken tried to one-time it, but it gets past him. Now in the neutral zone. Kopech. Pate's there. Tapped over by Gentges. That one goes wide to the right. Pate's back on top of it. Now skating past his own bench. Up ahead, Joyce trying to fight for it. Defender goes down. That was Will Knight. Back on top of it. Loosened the crease. What a goal there by Nebraska. It was Liam Joyce with his second of the night.
Yeah, what a pass right in front, finding the open man, and Joyce pots the puck again into an empty 4x6. Feinberg down in the butterfly spread eagle. Nothing much she can do, and Nebraska is absolutely rolling right now, Eli.
He scored earlier, and he does it again. 4 goals now on the season for Liam Joyce, the Kansas City native. 6-0 Nebraska. 8.5 to go in the third period. Now down the line, Lucius takes a big hit there by Kopecky. Gets back up. Holderfield back over to Pate. Pate will try to lay it up ahead to Martison. That one's taken away. Now on the near side boards, that one's ripped high and wide by Skoll. White will send it back. That pass attempt will go long by Kopecky. Now back behind Nebraska's own goal. Try to get over to the far side with Lucius. Lucius trying to find Martison. It escapes him. Now it's Brickle. Lots of speed. Try to go between the legs there of Skoll, and he cannot.
I think we're going to get a penalty call here. Yes, an interference. And this should go against the Illini. Have to see who they send to the box, but the referee signaled the interference, and it will be the leading scorer of Noah Becker. And that's the last thing you want if you're the Illini right now. You need your key guys out there to score goals. And now they are going to be shorthanded.
We brought it up a few times now. Noah Becker tied in that first place slot for most goals on the Fighting Illini team. He has 4 of them along with 4 assists. On the far side, it's Jackson Beach trying to get on the board and add to this Nebraska lead. Lucius back to Beach from the circle. Trying to drop it off the wall, looking for Lucius. Leroy's also there. Decker now from the point. Cross-ice pass. Zach Merritt from the near side. Surveying, trying to find something, and it gets past Decker. Leroy's there to recover. Leroy trying to find something in the crease. He drops it off to Merritt from the near side. Cross-ice. Jackson Beach rips one on net. That one goes wide to the left. Leroy recovers. Leroy rips one himself. Lucius is there. Nebraska still with possession. Lucius now from the circle. Merritt down low. Jackson Beach from the near side. Into the middle. Trying to find Decker like they found Brickle early on.
Watch the one-timer.
Now it's Leroy. One-timer, Jackson Beach. What a call there, and jumping on top and bringing him down. Lucius goes down, and the Illini are not liking this 6-0 lead by the Huskers.
Yeah, you know, when you're down by this much, Eli, you're never happy. I mean, when you're losing by a ton in any sport, it's not a great time. The Illini, again, they're very upset. Tomorrow they will have a chance for revenge, but you just got to get through the final 7 minutes of this game. And there looks like they will tag Joey Lucius with a penalty here. They're going to send 1 to the box for each side. Nonetheless, we will continue with the power play for Nebraska, but things are boiling over here, Eli. And this is not the first time tempers have flared for the Illini.
It is not the first time for sure. And of a quick discussion again, Weber gets in on this one with Kopecky and the officials at the red line. Only 3 officials conversing there. We have 1 down on the circles in the Illini zone. With 6:53 remaining in the third period, Nebraska leads 6-0. And we will be playing 4-on-3 hockey. Nebraska with the advantage.
Yeah, I think, let's see what the referees are going to do here. I'm wondering if they're just going to keep the 5-on-4. It looks like they will. You know, sometimes they have the judgment to make it the 4-on-3, Eli, but it looks like here they're going to go with the 5-on-4, just add both guys into the box nonetheless. 57 seconds left in the penalty to Noah Becker, but you can see they are over there talking to the head coach of the Illini. And again, you have to wonder how much of this discipline and how much of this anger is going to boil over into tomorrow's matchup.
We've seen lots of intense game 2s of the series so far this season, with the one coming that you had the call for at the Icebox that ended up with the Jake Stadler overtime winner.
Yeah, and I mean, we keep bringing up Jake Stadler, but it's because he played such a crucial role. You know, it's that top line that had Beach on the left side, Lucius on the right, and Stather down the middle. And it's a really hard patch for Nebraska to find who's going to step in and take that #1 role. We don't have an official word on how long it's going to take for Stadler to get back to 100% because, again, it is such a big loss. You have to shift your lineup so much, Eli.
Shifting lineups has been the story for Reed Fuller and the Husker hockey team here tonight. They started with a different look with McGinnis, Whitehill, Topol, Pate, Holderfield with Morgan in net, and it has worked for them since. So now up 6-0. Just over 6.5 remaining in the final period of hockey tonight. Now it's loose in the crease. Good defense there by the Illini. No icing is called. Morgan will lay it off. Grumman's there. Taking his time, being patient with it. Now he'll lay it off for Brickle. Brickle using his speed now in and out of the neutral zone. Now on the near side, Hunter Brickle making a nice move, trying to flip it over, and Feinberg will get on top of it.
Yeah, coast-to-coast action. That's what you love to see from Hunter Brickle. One of the taller guys, the sophomore out of Golden, Colorado, kind of that Denver metropolitan area. But he has got some speed, listed at 5'10", 165. He can move.
Now of a face-off over in the left circle with Brickle and Kading. Now back behind the Illinois net, trying to do something. Is Gentges, he falls down. He's back up now into the Nebraska zone. 6 minutes remaining in the game. Now loose in the neutral zone, off the glass, high and hard. Making its way back over to Jacob Morgan in net. Groman's there. Similar to like a play we've seen early on. He'll drop it back over. Now sprinting down the neutral zone, trying to get it up ahead to McGinnis is McCammon. The puck will find its way back to Feinberg with 5:39 to go.
Yeah, Eli, before this game, we didn't expect who really to be in goal for the Illini. We could have seen Shea Lichtenfeld or we could have seen Ryan Bessenjack. But overall, Max Feinberg tonight, even though the score doesn't reflect it, he's been playing pretty solid. Again, doesn't have a lot of defensive help in front of him.
Good move now on the near side. It's Stala. He'll try to drop it off, finding a forward up there. Morgan gets to it first. Now Pate entering the neutral zone. He has Topol wide open to his right. Gets it back over. And that shot by Whitehill will go wide to the right. Big hit there by Whitehill on the far side boards. McGinnis now on top of it. Tries to push it up ahead. High off the glass again. Back over. Ben McGinnis near side. Into the middle. Heath Topol right into the midsection of Feinberg. And there it is, another save for Max Feinberg like you were talking about earlier, Sam.
Yeah, a bit of an easier handle right there. Heath Topol, you saw him coming off the ice. He was a little upset. It was off the end of his stick, so he didn't get all the power he wanted on his shot. But nonetheless, Nebraska, their offense is translating into some great defense for Jacob Morgan right now, who, again, in the final 5 minutes is staring down a goose egg.
Puck's down low, back behind the Illini goal line, and it'll go into the board in front of their bench. Now trying to create something down the line is Lichenfield. Pate trying to get back to defend. Great chance here for Kopech. Decker controls off the board, looking for Beach. One-timer rip from the point, goes high and wide from Kopecky. Decker pushes it up ahead. Beach, he'll just lightly tap it over to Leroy, and Leroy can't control. Beach on top of it from the blue line. Cross ice pass, looking for Holderfield, back over. Pate, the back line for Nebraska, tries to get it up ahead off of the stick there of Knight. Now down the boards, it's Kopecky. Trying to find something, couple of substitutions come on for the Illini. Now in the neutral zone, it's Knight. Back over, far side. Morgan trying to defend. His presence is felt. Leroy pushes it up ahead. Now in front of the Illinois bench. White. Holderfield Back over. Joyce pushes it up ahead. McCracken has a chance. Whistle will be blown.
Yeah, that's a really close offsides call. Nonetheless, both Lucius and his counterpart, Alex Lescage, heading back onto their benches. We'll get back to 5-on-5 hockey here. Everybody's back on the bench. A lot of discipline problems tonight from both sides, but nonetheless, we are rolling towards a conclusion.
Less than 3.5 to go. Weber tries to push it up to Merritt. Miles White now with the look. On the far side, going over to the middle. He'll rip one on net off of the pads of Morgan. McCracken falls down. Doesn't matter. Liam Joyce is right there. Back over near side, Weber. Trying to make a move around Skoll. He cannot. Skoll still chasing after the puck and making a move. Now entering the neutral zone. Adrian Skoll from the far side in front of the Husker bench. He'll fire. That one will go off of the board. Skoll now from the point. Fires. That one goes wide to the left. On the other side, on the near side, they'll just get tapped off the board by Matthew McDonald. That one's sent over looking for Merritt. Another chance for Skoll. Making a move around Groman, and Groman's there to defend.
And I believe we may have a penalty upcoming here, yeah. Noah Becker looks like he's talking it over with the officials, and this is where you have to watch out. Aiden Taylor, the Fighting Illini, already got kicked out of this game earlier, Eli. Had some choice words for the officials, but Noah Becker back into the box for the second time this period. I mean, again, just a tick under 2.5 minutes. And this discipline and the emotions are only going to get hotter as we roll into tomorrow's game, which we will do right back here at the Breslow at 3:30. These two teams, though, have played a heck of a game. And once again, Nebraska, what a response from their last series.
Into the box for the Huskers is Zach Merritt. He'll take a 2-minute break, and Nebraska will be down a man on the ice.
Excuse me, I thought that. Oh, no, it looks like they'll play 4-on-4. Okay, they just got it back up on the board there.
So it will be a penalty for both sides. 4-on-4 hockey. High slot. Both 89s in the penalty box from each side. Zach Brown down below in his own net. Trying to come out of it himself. The pressure is strong. Kopecky, he'll drop it down. Not from the point. He'll fire, and he will score. What a shot there by George Kopech. And that puts the Illini on the board.
You hate to see it for Jacob Morgan. I mean, you can see it. He is beside himself right now, very upset with it. Nonetheless, there is literally nothing you can do there. That is one of the best tips I've ever seen in the sport of hockey, coming off the stick in front of Alex Akarik. What a job he has done. The Fighting Illini captain gets them on the board.
Nebraska leads 6-1 with 2 minutes to go in the third period. And that was off of the stick of Alex Hakarik, off the pass of George Kopech. Now Beach with a chance of his own on the near side. Beach looking back, making a move. Can't get it around, and Feinberg will control for a second. Leroy back on it. Fires. Feinberg defends it. Kopecky, less than 90 seconds remaining. Hakarik just scored seconds ago. Trying to find another one. Wheeling back around. Surveying, he'll just drop it off. Back over to Skoll. Skoll will look back. Kopecky from the far side boards, out in the neutral zone. Kopecky, the assistant captain. He will shoot. And that time, Morgan will easily capture that one with his left glove.
Yeah, Eli, you have to wonder what's going through the head of Jacob Morgan right now. You know, you can have the greatest game ever, but you let in a goal in the final, 2.5 minutes, and you feel absolutely horrible. Jacob Morgan could have 100 saves right now, and he just wishes he would have had 101.
Martison now trying to get after it. Agarkarwa. Sabak off the shoulder pad of Morgan. Martison will lightly tap it off the glass. 40 seconds remaining. Pate applying pressure on Skoll. Skoll taking it himself. He'll send it over. Agarkarwa tapped away by Holderfield. Skoll back on top of it. Holderfield dropping down to a knee to defend, and Pate will lay it up ahead. Here's a chance for Joey Lucius on the near side. He'll fire, and that one will go high off of the board. He made contact there with Max Feinberg. That back line of the Fighting Illini didn't appreciate that one.
Yeah, you learn it in mites. You learn it even earlier than that in hockey. You can't touch the goalie, but I don't think there's much Joey Lucius can really do there. And it looks like they're going to send him to the box here. You know, again, I don't think there's a whole lot he can do there. He's driving towards the crease, and Feinberg has to stick the blocker out to get to it, so he clips that right side of Feinberg. Nonetheless, it won't have much effect on the score or the outcome of this game, but Joey Lucius in the box for the final 19 seconds of this game, Eli.
19.2 seconds remaining in the game here. Nebraska leads 6-1. And Joey Lucius will head to the box for the rest of this one. Topol now with the face-off. We'll have to redo that one. Now with 17.6 to go. Good sent back. Brown's there. Brown just has to get it away. Fieldman dropped off down low. Good defense once again. 5 seconds to go. Fieldman from the slot into his own teammates, and that will do it. Nebraska will take it 6-1 with lots of players getting in on the action. What a game.
What a game indeed, Eli. I mean, talk about the response. You know, I've said it a whole boatload this game, but Nebraska really responded. You know, they faced a South Dakota State team that they didn't think was that great, and it was their trap game. You know, there's the trap games on your schedule, and that's the one that Nebraska had. They fell for it, but nonetheless, a great job to come back home into the Brez and get a 6-1 win against a conference opponent in Illinois. They'll get to do it again tomorrow night, Eli.
Last series for the Huskers, November 1st and November 2nd, they suffered a loss 4-2 to South Dakota State. And then they face another one, 5-2, but they come back home to John Breslow, and they get the job done. Goals scored by Dylan McRae, Lakin Decker, Greg Pate, Hunter Brickle, and Liam Joyce with a pair. And then the solo goal for the Fighting Illini belonging to Alex Hakarik.
Yeah, what a job. I mean, obviously the Illini, they were going to fight all the way until the end, and Jacob Morgan, he's going to be demoralized. He didn't get the shutout. It would have been his first of the year because Jaden Zalato has played incredible as the backup for Nebraska. We expect him to get the start tomorrow. Jacob Morgan, though, cannot hang his head at all. He had an absolutely incredible game tonight, Eli, and it just goes to show how Nebraska is really putting themselves into midseason form.
Absolutely. Nebraska gets it done tonight. They'll be back here at John Breslow tomorrow. Special thanks for everyone spending their evening with us watching our stream. Special thanks to our production crew with Ethan McAthune on camera for us, and our producer, our director, and everything in between with Danny Berg and my partner Sam Whitaker. I'm Eli Rodriguez signing out of Lincoln. Nebraska takes it 6-1 over Illinois.